Welcome to WorldWire. Please subscribe and hit the bell icon for more breaking updates. A new chapter in global energy politics is being written, and it's unfolding not on the high seas or in the boardrooms of oil giants, but on the steel tracks that cut across the heart of Central Asia. Here, in the vast, sun-baked steppes and rugged mountains, a quiet revolution is underway. One that could reshape the balance of power in the region and beyond. These tracks, stretching for thousands of kilometers, are now the arteries of a new trade lifeline, connecting Iran's energy reserves directly to the hungry markets of China. Iran has discovered a new way to deliver its most valuable resource, petroleum, not by risking interception at sea, but by sending it overland, through a network of railways that bypasses traditional choke points and Western scrutiny. The first shipment, a pilot run of 12 wagons filled with gasoline, departed from Tabriz in October 2025. This was more than just a logistical test. It was a signal to the world that Iran was ready to chart a new course, one that sidesteps the maritime bottlenecks and sanctions that have long constrained its economy. This development represents a profound shift in how sanctioned nations can operate outside Western control. By leveraging overland routes, Iran is rewriting the rules of engagement, finding new ways to keep its economy afloat, and its influence growing. By moving petroleum overland, Iran is not just transporting fuel, it's challenging the effectiveness of economic pressure and sanctions that once seemed insurmountable. Each train that crosses the border is a statement of resilience and ingenuity. The train, a symbol of defiance and ambition, is now a key part of the China-Central Asia-West Asia Economic Corridor, a vast infrastructure project that is quietly redrawing the map of Eurasian trade. Planners envision this route eventually moving up to 5 million tons of goods annually, transforming sleepy border towns into bustling trade hubs and creating new economic opportunities along the way. But this is about more than just commerce. It's about forging a new trade network that binds Iran ever closer to China, weaving together their economic destinies and strengthening their political ties in the face of Western opposition. This Iron Silk Road is more than a railway, it's a manifestation of a growing alliance, a deliberate effort to reduce dependence on the West, and to build a parallel system of trade and cooperation. While much of the world's attention remained fixed on maritime smuggling and naval patrols, Iran and China quietly developed this overland route, out of sight and largely underestimated by their rivals. The project is a cornerstone of China's Belt and Road Initiative, a sweeping vision that aims to redraw global trade maps and create new corridors of influence stretching from the Pacific to the Mediterranean. The launch of this rail line caught many in Washington and European capitals off guard, revealing just how quickly the geopolitical landscape can shift when old assumptions are challenged. It demonstrates a level of strategic coordination between Tehran and Beijing that goes far beyond simple transactions. This is about building trust, sharing risks, and aligning long-term interests. In the grand game of geopolitics, this is a chess move that complicates the global game, forcing other players to rethink their strategies and alliances. The Iron Silk Road is more than just a railway. It's a bold new path through the heart of Eurasia, and with every train that rolls east, the game becomes more complex and the stakes higher than ever before. The journey of this new oil corridor is a testament to modern engineering, international cooperation, and the shifting landscape of global politics. It represents not just a physical connection, but a new era of economic and strategic alliances that are rapidly transforming the region. The route begins in the historic city of Tabriz, Iran, a crossroads of trade for centuries. From there, the railway stretches eastward, crossing into Turkmenistan and Uzbekistan, nations that have become key players in this ambitious arrangement, eager to strengthen their own economic ties and regional influence. Their cooperation is crucial, forging a vital link between the Middle East, Central Asia, and the vast markets of China. This partnership is not only about moving goods, but also about building trust and fostering stability across borders that were once difficult to cross. The inaugural train made history, traveling over 5,300 kilometers from Tehran to Xi'an, China, in just about 14 days. This journey, which once would have taken weeks or even months, now unfolds in less than a fortnight, thanks to modern rail technology and streamlined customs procedures. This overland route slashes travel time by half compared to traditional sea voyages, creating a much faster and more reliable link for trade. For businesses, this means fresher goods, quicker turnaround, and a competitive edge in global markets. The railway is a cornerstone of China's Belt and Road Initiative, a vast network designed to connect China with Europe, Africa, and beyond. It's a vision of interconnected economies, where goods, ideas, and people can move freely across continents. The Iran-China rail link dramatically speeds up the delivery of Chinese products to the Middle East, making it easier for businesses and consumers to access everything from electronics to textiles. It also opens new opportunities for Iranian exports heading east. The route was carefully chosen for its strategic value, deliberately bypassing regional powers and areas of instability. By avoiding conflict zones, the railway ensures safer, more predictable transport for valuable cargo. For Iran, this corridor provides a direct land route to Asia, sidestepping Russian territory and vulnerable seaports that could be affected by sanctions or blockades. It's a new lifeline for trade and economic growth. For China, the corridor diversifies supply lines and strengthens economic resilience, ensuring that goods can keep moving even in times of crisis. This new route is more than a railway. It's a symbol of changing alliances and the promise of a more connected future. The ambitious railway project between Iran and China is designed to make Western sanctions increasingly irrelevant, fundamentally altering the way global trade can be conducted under pressure. For years, sanctions have been a powerful tool for the West, aiming to isolate countries like Iran from the world economy. But this new overland route is a game-changer. By transporting oil and goods over land, Iran and China are able to sidestep the maritime choke points where Western navies and regulators have the most control, making it much harder for sanctions to bite. A train passing through sovereign nations is not subject to the same international maritime laws and monitoring, giving both countries more freedom to operate discreetly. Transactions can now occur outside the US-dominated financial system, using Chinese yuan, barter, or other creative arrangements, making it difficult for Western authorities to track or block payments. This approach blinds many of the surveillance systems and intelligence networks that have been built to monitor sea routes, challenging the effectiveness of Western intelligence gathering. For Iran, it means a return to a level of privacy and autonomy in trade that it hasn't enjoyed in decades, allowing it to move goods quietly and efficiently. This strategic shift from sea to land exploits a significant gap in the West's enforcement capabilities, revealing vulnerabilities in the current sanctions regime. If this overland corridor proves successful, it could serve as a blueprint for other sanctioned countries seeking to bypass Western restrictions and maintain economic lifelines. In effect, it undermines the use of economic coercion as a foreign policy tool, forcing policymakers to rethink their strategies. By working together, Tehran and Beijing are not just building a railway, they are forging a new path toward economic sovereignty and resilience, challenging the established order in global trade. The Iran-China Railway is part of a deeper strategic alignment. A 2021 agreement outlines Chinese investment in Iran for discounted oil. The rail line is key to turning this agreement into reality. China invests in Iran's infrastructure, modernizing the economy. This partnership is built on a shared worldview against US dominance. They build parallel structures in finance and trade, independent of the West. The railway is the infrastructure making this system viable. China is Iran's top oil buyer, crucial for Iran's economy. The agreement and railway are geopolitical statements. They aim to reshape the balance of power in the Middle East. For China, energy security is crucial for survival. The new rail line from Iran is part of China's de-risking strategy. It diversifies energy supply chains, reducing maritime route dependence. The railway offers a faster, more secure delivery method. The oil is sourced from Iran at a discount, paid in yuan. This strengthens the yuan and bypasses the US dollar system. The railway is part of a larger Belt and Road network. China develops rail links with Central Asian countries. This strategy secures long-term supplies and opens new markets. The Iran rail link is vital to this grand vision. The railway is seen as a threat by regional rivals like Israel. In June 2025, Israel launched a bombing campaign on Iran's infrastructure. The attacks targeted oil infrastructure and the new railway. Iran's parliament threatened to close the Strait of Hormuz. China condemned the strikes, highlighting threats to its interests. The railway creates new vulnerabilities on land. Protecting this infrastructure is a test of Iran-China partnership. The railway was meant to provide security, but is now a conflict front line. Its success depends on navigating regional tensions. The future of the Iran-China rail corridor hangs in balance. If protected, it could alter the geopolitical landscape. It offers a land-based trade network alternative to sea lanes. However, risks of conflict and attacks loom large. The US and allies may explore new sanctions on the railway. The railway complicates diplomatic negotiations with Iran. Its fate depends on deterrence and diplomacy. Can Iran and China protect their investment? The train from Tabriz travels through an uncertain world. Its final destination remains unknown.